beyond it. There's a whole arena of activities that are somewhat maritime or resemble the maritime, but didn't really add up. And I started wondering how many other people's projects fit into that category. So for instance, the history of surfing in the modern world is one that doesn't necessarily show up in maritime history journals, and yet it's undeniably bound up with the sea. And I started building a longer and longer list of these. And I came to call that coastal history as a term of convenience, but ultimately it's stuck. So the Coastal History blog has been around for 7 years now, and it's served as kind of a clearinghouse to unite a lot of people who felt very isolated in the work that they were doing.
One of the things that struck me listening to Isaac is how there is this tendency to sort of think of ports, docklands, waterfronts as the kind of unpicturesque side of coastal life or coastal communities, and to reserve the term coast for sort of pristine, perfectly preserved our natural heritage and so on. But the truth is, as we all know of our coasts, whatever the scale is, the reality is often much more mixed and shifting.
So we create installations for publics, especially on the Eastern Shore, where they can hear an oyster reef, and then they can hear the long-term data about that oyster reef. And then even next stage, we've created performances in which there's a musical expression that works with the actual field recording, plus the data, plus we're all on stage. Even me, I've like no way that I should be on a music stage, but the idea is that you have a humanist and a scientist and an artist up there, and we're performing something about the coast together. And the response to these has been really, really, really wonderful and open and generative. And folks on the Eastern Shore have asked for these installations. And there's now one in the hospital. We set one up in the museum, and now there's one in the hospital and one in a school.